We leave UTEP to hear from Border Patrol. The agency agrees to an interview at El Paso Sector headquarters. The sector covers more than 260 miles of border and also includes all of New Mexico. Of all 9 sectors on the southwest border, it has seen the largest increase in the number of family units apprehended within the last fiscal year, encountering more than 25,000 family units, an increase of nearly 1,600%. At headquarters, I meet with Agent Joe Romero to talk about challenges patrolling the border in this region.
El Paso sector since 2006 has seen a steady flow. Although some of it has decreased over time, we've also seen an uptick, and I think that's true along the whole southern border. As some areas of the border become more successful or find more success in stopping some of the illegal either immigration or drug crossings, you'll find that it tends to flow towards another area where the cartels feel like they can exploit that area. But as a whole, throughout from 2006 to now, as a whole, the Border Patrol has seen a pretty steady decrease. Now in El Paso, we've seen the decrease. Right now, we're currently seeing an increase. But overall, along the southern border, the United States Border Patrol has still seen an overall decrease.
So the numbers are back on the increase, though you still have in place the number of agents, the increased infrastructure. So how are these people getting into the country and thus being arrested?
Well, what we're seeing is a different type of individual coming across. In 2006, the majority of the people we encountered were from Mexico. Now what we've been seeing over the last few months is the increase of people from Central America. El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala tend to make up the majority of what we're seeing, and they tend to be family units. And so in those cases, we're not talking about people that are trying to, for the most part, they're not trying to evade arrest or escape the sight of our agents as much as they're looking for our agents to turn themselves in.
Do you have the staffing in place to ensure that everyone is vetted and their paperwork is processed?
It takes a little bit more manpower, a lot more hours, but it works in cooperation with us, working closely with ICE, working with other agencies to ensure that we're able to facilitate all of this. So there's a lot more coordination that has to go into it. It's right now I'd say it's still manageable, but it's definitely puts more of a strain on what we're doing right now as opposed to what we were doing, say, 10 or 12 years ago when it was mostly Mexican nationals.
In Arizona, for example, we see areas where there's concertina wiring placed near the ports of entry. Has that happened in your region?
We do not have any type of extra barriers other than what we've already put in place. There hasn't been any extra wiring or barbed wire or anything else that's gone in. So at this point, we're still using what we've got.
What do you think needs to be done to increase border security or improve border security?
At the end of the day, the most important thing that we've seen is manpower. I don't care what type of barrier you put up. I don't care how many sensors you have on the ground. I don't care how many cameras you have. At the end of the day, the boots on the ground are the most important asset because there's not a single camera or barrier or vehicle that will ever arrest a person. The Border Patrol is apolitical. We're not on either side of the aisle. What we are is we are a law enforcement agency, and our goal is to enforce the laws as they're written. We're always looking for better ways to improve, whether it's through having more infrastructure put up, whether it's more resources, more technology, or more manpower. Because the reality is, when you're talking about the evolution of safety and security in this country, good enough is not good enough. We're always looking for ways to improve what we're doing, because whether it's one family that gets away from us, a murderer that gets away from us, a serial killer that gets away from us, somebody will be impacted by that in some way.